I'm Katie Farner, Director for Team Sunshine State Superstars. You're watching week 14, I believe it is. I didn't check before I made this. I believe it's week 14 in my year-long series called A Week in My Shoes. In this series, I break down and journal every week the kind of standout things that I do to work my business. You'll notice when you watch these videos throughout the series, I don't really say a whole lot about Facebook posting and things like that. I'm going to try to get better over the next few weeks of adding in some things that I post on Facebook to give you guys some realistic ideas. Even though I don't mention a lot about Facebook, please don't think that I'm not using social media like Facebook and Instagram to post about my business or about Scentsy daily, because I really, really am, and I encourage you to do the same. So just because you might not hear it a lot, don't think that I'm not doing it, because I definitely am. So, okay, but week 14, I believe, was the week. It begins on Sunday, April 26th, and it ran through the end of the month. It ran through Saturday, May 2nd, which is actually today. I'm ahead of the game making my videos this week. Yay. Okay, so let's start with Sunday. So Sunday, I don't do a lot on the weekends. The weekends tend to be for doing parties and things like that, or events. So on Sunday, I just had one training call, and that was at 6 o'clock with a new team member. We were training her for her launch party, which is actually tonight. So I'm hoping that she's going to kill it and have a great party. But we did her launch party training, teaching her how to work with people. And really what I do to break it down, I have people watch 3 specific videos before we do their launch party training, so that when we talk on the phone, we're just kind of answering her specific questions that she might have. That way I don't have to go over, play by play what she needs to do. So the 3 videos that I have my team members watch are 3 of my videos. The first one is closing your Scentsy parties with higher sales and more bookings. The other one I have them watch is Home Party Flow. And then the last one I have them watch is one of my live home party presentations. I try to get a feel for which way they want to go with their games, and then I have them watch that live home party presentation that would be specific to that. So then when we talk, we're going to be able to just go over the specific things that really she wants to cover after she's already watched the videos. And it also allows me to just really tailor that to her and help hit home the things that I think she's going to need to hit home on. So let's move to Monday, April 27th. So on Monday, April 27th, Mondays and Fridays are always my most busy days because I don't work. I work about 15 hours a week for my parents' business. They have an air conditioning company. So I work for them Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Mondays and Fridays are my bigger kind of back office days. So I wrote all of my birthday postcards for the month of May, got all of those ready to go, got them categorized, like anybody whose birthday was the 1st through the 15th, I went ahead and mailed off actually last week. And then people whose birthdays were the 15th through the end of the month, I have those sitting here on my desk actually to mail off later in the month, so they get them closer to their actual birth dates. I got my Scentiversary names pulled, so everybody who has a Scentiversary in May, I pulled all of their names, and I'm just going to write them quick little handwritten notes telling them happy Scentiversary. I organized my office, which seems like I do all the time, because when you stay busy, your office always stays a mess. Let's see. Oh, something I'm really excited about that I'm going to start doing for my monthly team gatherings is highlighting the top performers at the gathering. So it might not necessarily be our number 1 in sales for our entire group. Our number 1 in sales for our entire group might live in Australia. So what's cool about this is we're highlighting the people who come. So I've picked 3 key points to highlight. So the first one is top sponsor. So I'm going to have everybody come, bring just a photo on their phone or whatever of their current numbers, because our meeting is always towards the end of the month, so we're going to be able to celebrate that month's achievements. So top sponsor, person who's recruited the most, top sales, and then also highest percentage of active frontline. So it's not necessarily the person who has the biggest frontline who's going to win that one, but it's the person who has the most frontline engaged. Highest percentage of active frontline. So those are the 3 things that we're going to start celebrating at every meeting. So I gathered some fun things that we're going to do that people can wear to highlight that. Like, here's one of the things. I found these special cups at Hobby Lobby, and I thought they were so cute. They actually already had the chalk thing on there. And so I wrote, top sponsor, ask me how. I thought it would be a fun way at the meetings for other people to have conversation, because so much of what people learn at your team meetings and team gatherings is not just the training that you've prepared. They're going to pick things up from other consultants. So that socializing and mingling time is really important. So if somebody had top sales and you see that, I want to encourage the other team members at the gathering to ask that person how they did it. So I also had some other fun things created that I'm waiting to get in the mail that we're going to have people wear to celebrate their achievements and things. So that is something that I did on Monday. I had a 3:15 call with a team member, just kind of to reconnect with her. She's still in her 70 days, so during that 70 days we have really close connection. So getting connected with her, just seeing what her next steps are, helping her out. At 4 o'clock, I met with a hostess to deliver her orders. She did a basket party. At 4:30, I had a call with a potential recruit. We chatted for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and just talked about the business opportunity and just helped her to see. The purpose of my calls with potential recruits is I always want them to feel comfortable with me. I want them to be able to see if I'm a good fit for them, and I want to be able to answer their questions. So that's what we did. And then at 6:30 was our team gathering. So, let's see. Oh, all right. Okay, cool. So moving on to Tuesday, April 28th. So this day I really didn't write down a whole lot. I did a bad job of journaling. My brother and his wife actually and their son moved into a new house, so I was helping them move this week. So the middle of the week was a little bit messed up. But I did email about 2 potential events that I found, and both of those events I have nailed down and I am going to be working. One of them I split with another consultant in my team, in my frontline. Is a 2-day event. One of the days I had a home party, and unfortunately the person running the event wouldn't allow me to leave early for my home party that I had that evening. So I offered it to a frontline. So she's going to work the one day and I'm going to work the other. And then the other event I set up as well. Every single month, I'm always aiming to have at least one event on my calendar. It doesn't need to be something big. Like, I'm not a big home and garden show advocate. I'm the girl who's like always looking for the little tables that are like $40, $60. Just something that allows me to meet some new people, book some parties, and make some new contacts. So I didn't have any actually for the month of April. Oh wait, I'm lying. I had one for the month of April, but I didn't book any parties at it. It was a lot of people that were repeats from the event past, so it wasn't like anything that exciting for me lead wise. So to kind of make up for that, because I really felt like I didn't even have an event last month, so I scheduled 2 for this month, so I'm excited about that. So I got 2 for May. And then I sent an email to all of my people who were still up for cancellation, because we were nearing the end of the month. You want to make sure to get connected with all those will cancels. Make sure they know beyond a shadow of a doubt, hey, you've only got a couple days left. And then at 6:40 that evening, I had a call with a potential recruit who lives in Alabama. So we had a great talk. Again, my goal is to answer her questions, make sure that she feels comfortable with me, that I will be a good fit as her sponsor, and just kind of game plan. I make sure to let them know about the strategic joining and the shooting star opportunity that they have. And so we typically will pick their launch party date, or I'll kind of will end the conversation with plans for them to pick their launch party date, and then they'll text me and let me know, and we pick their join date based on that. So then Wednesday, April 29th, at 5:45, I had a call with, looks like that was a potential recruit also. 5:45, yeah, I believe that was a call with a potential recruit. I didn't make a very good note. Yes, it was. It was a call with a potential recruit. Same thing, went over all of those things, and she is saving for her starter kit, and so she has set a goal of joining June 1st. So we've talked about, she lives out of state, so we talked about her different options for fundraising for her starter kit. and she has chose to just save up the money herself. So she has set a join date of June 1st. So she's planning on saving this whole month. So that's exciting. And then that was actually my brother's birthday. So after work, finished that call and went to his birthday party. So Thursday, April 30th. All right, at 9:30 in the morning, I had to call someone who had called me the evening before wanting to place an order. She placed an order for 2 6-packs of bars, so that was great. Let's see, I posted Wahoo Wednesday a day late, but everybody's happy to see those Wahoo Wednesday shout outs. Wahoo Wednesday is when I announce our top performers in sales and sponsoring, and I try to do that every Wednesday. I also emailed everybody reminding them about our Power Hour. Our Power Hour is always the last Thursday of every month at 6:30 p.m. The big, exciting announcement came on Thursday for the summer incentive trip. I actually made a video all about our summer incentive trip, which is called Launch to Leadership. I made a video teaching you guys how the point system works and teaching you guys how a couple of tangible ways that you can actually plan to earn the trip. And I've also just given you some ideas for recruiting and things like that. So check out that video to learn more about the incentive trip, what it is, and how you can earn it. So I closed a party that day also. At 4 o'clock, I had a call with someone who hosted a basket party with me. She actually ended up being a flip. She lives on the west coast of Florida, and I had mailed her a mini tester set for her to have for 2 weeks, and I offered the flip right at the beginning like I always do. And when I offered the flip to her, she actually told me that, in fact, her husband had already said that he had already said something to her about the business opportunity and said, hey, do you think this is something you might want to do? So right off the bat, I knew there was a good chance that she might want to join. So I made her feel comfortable that I would help her with any questions she had throughout the week. Feel free to ask me. So the day before we were supposed to talk, she told me she's very interested and she just wanted to ask me some questions about it. So we talked about the business opportunity, and it turns out that the universe really wanted her to join. It was just crazy. Everybody who ordered from her through her very successful basket party was asking, how can I get more? How can I get more? And then she went to the bank to actually deposit the checks, and some of the checks said Scentsy in the memo line, and the teller at the drive-thru radioed her or whatever through the thing and was like, do you sell Scentsy? I need more. I need a consultant. I don't have a consultant anymore. So it was just so awesome. It totally meant to be. So she ended up joining and did more than she needed to hit her shooting star. She's well on her way to certified, so that was really awesome. And then I had a 6:30 call with a frontline team member. We were talking about next steps, helping her. She's having some struggles with recruiting. So we talked about recruiting and different ways that she can get her name out in the community and make some more connections, and different things she can do on social media, just kind of randomly reaching out to people and making those connections, just reconnecting with people she hasn't talked to in a while, and allowing Scentsy to become part of the conversation, things like that. And then at 9 o'clock, we had our Power Hour with guest speaker Jacqueline Roy. Jacqueline Roy is a superstar director with Scentsy, and she's a dear friend of mine. So we actually training swapped. So this month she did the training for my team, and this coming month I'm going to do the training for her team. So it was a great honor to have her. One of the things she shared with us that really, really stuck with me that I want to share with you guys is her 50-10 rule. We know we're supposed to give out samples, and we know we're supposed to give out possibility packets, but the way she simplifies it, I love. She calls it the 50-10 rule. So every month you need to give out 50 samples and 10 possibility packets. So I love that. I love having an idea in my head. So think about it this way. Make your 50 samples, whether you want to make samples of washer whiffs or laundry liquid or wax or whatever you want to do. Make your 50 samples, put them in a bowl by your front door or your garage door, whatever door you exit, and every day that you leave your house, make sure you grab a few of those samples. So then as the week is nearing, or as the month is nearing an end, if you see, holy cow, I still have half of these samples in here, you know you got to give out more and more each day to make sure that all 50 of those are gone in 1 month. And then give out 10 possibility packets. Include 10 possibility packets in that bowl as well. I always encourage you guys to send out 5 random possibility packets to 5 random customers every month. So if you do that, then you just have 5 more to give out. So give one to your great waitress. Give one to your great teller at the ATM. wherever you meet someone who you like, who you connect with, who you love their energy and you think they'd be great at it, or you see their great customer service, give them a possibility packet. Compliment them and tell them how great they were at X, Y, or Z. If you start off with a compliment, how can you end in a bad way? So let's fast forward to Friday. All right, so Friday, May 1st, I had 3 parties to bag. So I had 5 boxes. So I bagged all of those yesterday, Friday, May 1st. I had a 10:45 meeting with a potential recruit. This is somebody that as soon as I posted the photo of the incentive trip and said, hey, I'm earning this one. If you want to join me, you've seen me do it. I can teach you how. She sent me a message and said, girl, I am so sick of seeing you post these trips you go on. I am not going to let you go on one more without me. So that was awesome. So keep posting that stuff on Facebook. You never know who's seeing it. And one day they're just going to have that moment and say, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to do this too. So met her at 10:45. She is going to join. We set her launch party date and her join date, and she's already spreading the word. And she's already got 1 recruit lined up to join the same day she does, because she knows if she wants to earn this trip, she's got to get 3 recruits and get them to certified before the end of the period. So she is already rocking and rolling, ready to get her recruits. So let's see, that's it. I had a couple calls scheduled, but one of them needed to reschedule because she had to go to work, and the other did not get my call. Her phone was messed up, so we rescheduled. She texted me later. So my 2 calls with 2 frontline, we had to reschedule. So then the last day of the week, Saturday, May 2nd, which is today, yay, I texted all of my upcoming hosts and just connected with them to make sure that things are going okay with their inviting. One of them is like, I'm not really getting a response to my Facebook. So I was like, we talked about this. Facebook is not the way to go. And so I said, would it help you if I typed up a message for you to be able to send to everyone? And all you have to do is add their name. She was like, sure, that would help a lot. So I typed up an invitation for her, basically, to text message or private message on Facebook a bunch of her friends. And all she had to do was add their first name. So I did that for her, and she's like, great, thanks, this helps so much. So whatever I can do to help my hosts with their attendance, I will do. So then at 9 o'clock this morning, I had a call with a frontline team member. We're doing an event together this month, and so I have 3 events this month. That's right. Anyway, we talked about prep for the event. This is her first event, so we just talked about different things like what kind of warmers we had in inventory, what kind of bars, make sure that we don't order things between now and then and get too many duplicates, and just talked about how we're going to work the event together. And then at 10 o'clock, I had a call with a frontline team member who is rocking and rolling and ready to promote to director. So we just kind of talked about her game plan and her next steps and the things that she should focus on over these next several months. And we also talked about ways to help her earn this incentive trip and get a plan. And then I spent the afternoon going to there was a winery in my town, and they do a lot of music festivals, so they had a jazz festival this afternoon. So I went with my mom, and I branded myself. I got my Scentsy shirt and my Scentsy hat, and I had my samples, and I actually met a lady and her husband who had a dachshund. I love dachshunds. I have 2 of them. And so we started talking about dachshunds, and then she said something about my hat being so sparkly, and I was like, oh, well, I love sparkles and Scentsy and la 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 la. And we had a great conversation. I gave her a sample and a product list, and so I branded myself, put myself out there, and you never know what'll come from it. So that is my week 14, I think, for A Week in My Shoes. I hope this video helps you to see it's just small steps that are proven to be successful, consistently performed over and over and over again. That is how you're going to find success with your network marketing business. It's not rocket science. It's not anything crazy. It's just consistently performing actions that you know are successful. And if you see that you're consistently doing something and you're not having success, it's being able to look at it and say, am I doing something wrong? Like, do I need to tweak this? Or maybe should I try something different? We always have to be willing to look at ourselves and reflect and say, how can I make this better if it's not working? If it is working, then don't fix it. If it's not broke, then don't fix it. So thanks so much for watching. I hope that you find these videos to be really a great resource for you. If you do, please subscribe to my channel and please share my videos with any of your friends in network marketing. Which reminds me, one more thing I wanted to add. One thing that I did do on Thursday was a friend of mine who sells for another direct sales company. I sent her links to some of these events that are two friends. One who sells, it doesn't matter, two friends who sell different direct sales business companies. And so I sent them links to these events that I booked because I'm always wanting to put good out there. I'm always wanting to pay it forward. If I'm sharing event leads with these people, hopefully they will in turn share event leads with me, and it'll be a great relationship where we help one another. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.